welcome to the Last Week in PlayStation, the weekly news show where I round up all of the PlayStation news that happened in the past week and put it into one easy to watch video so you don't have to go looking for it. This video is for the week beginning the 29th of June, and with all that out of the way, let's get into our first news story of the week. Last week I said I was sad I wasn't able to cover July's free games because of how late in the month it was. Fortunately, however, July's free games were announced with a couple of little bonuses to coincide with the service's 10th anniversary. It's hard to believe that the service is 10 years old. That's just a long time for anything to be around. But then again, I got my brother's old PS3 when PS4 came out, so the service has always been there as long as I've had a PlayStation with Wi-Fi connectivity. The bonuses you get to celebrate this milestone is a free theme and a third free monthly game. The theme is a pretty cool gesture. I'm pretty sure I still have the free PS3 theme downloaded that they gave out on the service's first anniversary, and 9 years later they're giving out another one. The free games you can expect to get this month are NBA 2K20, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and the bonus game Erica. Erica looks interesting because it's all live action, full motion video, and from what I've gathered from the trailer, you make choices and see how they play out, sort of like an interactive movie. I'd never actually go out and buy a game like this, so I mean, now that it's free, I'll certainly check it out. NBA 2K20 is certainly a solid offering. I'm not much of a basketball fan, but I've no doubt this game being free is going to be well received. I've noticed a lot of people on my friend list started playing 2K this year, and for the people who are on the fence about picking it up or not, this will be really nice for them. Then we've got Rise of the Tomb Raider, originally an Xbox exclusive but brought to PS4 a year later. It's definitely been on my radar for a while now, I just never got around to picking it up. Maybe I'll do a video on it once I beat it, because I hear it's similar to Uncharted and I love that series. All in all, July's lineup is really great. You'll be able to add these 3 games to your library from July 7th onwards, and it was nice to see the service's 10th anniversary celebrated a little bit. Something which I think is really great because it expands on a game that already has infinite possibilities. It's VR support coming to Dream. If Dreams flew under your radar, it came out not too long ago, and it's basically a game which is a tool to make more games. Some of the stuff in Dreams is really amazing, like people recreating Fallout 4, Call of Duty, the PT demo, loads of crazy things, and loads of talented people make levels for people like me who wouldn't even attempt to make them. Also, it's made by Media Molecule, who just produce amazing games. Little Big Planet and Tearaway are some of my favourite PlayStation exclusives. But yeah, later this month, Dreams is getting VR support, and I just know some brilliant things are going to be created. The limit is literally people's imagination, so you just know some really crazy VR levels are going to be made, and I just want it to be out now so I can see what people are going to come up with. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on Dreams getting VR support, and what you think of the game in general. Maybe you don't even care. I mean, not everyone is rushing out to buy Dreams, but it's amazing, so please, everyone rush out and buy Dreams. I'm hoping it's somehow funding Little Big Planet 4 or something. Plus, it's essentially an infinite game because people are posting great levels every single day, so there's always new content to play in it. Earlier in the week, the PlayStation blog and its official Twitter account introduced PlayStation Indies. It's essentially going to be an initiative where they will shine a spotlight on some of the best indie games coming out on the platform. I think this is genuinely a really good move for PlayStation. It gives small independent studios a bit of publicity for their games, in turn improving their sales, and it brings indie games to my attention that I probably would never have found out about, considering I never really go searching for indie games. In the PlayStation blog, Shuhei Yoshida wrote, PlayStation has always embraced games with completely new concepts, like Parappa the Rapper, Katamari Damacy, Little Big Planet, and Journey, and we look forward to seeing what surprising new ideas will come next. I love this. It shows Sony aren't all about pushing huge budget AAA games. They know smaller indie titles have their place on PS4, there's a big market for them, and they deserve to get this kind of backing. Along with the PlayStation Indies initiative being announced on July 1st, 9 games were also announced. Honestly, they all look pretty fun to play, and I'm looking forward to see what other indie games Sony will put in the spotlight going forward. I also need to find out about Bugsnax. I have not forgotten about that game coming out, and I'm impatiently waiting for the Bugsnax pre-order button. The next bit of news comes from Forbes.com, and I mean, it technically isn't PlayStation news, but it still sort of is. Horizon Zero Dawn isn't out yet, but it's already climbed its way to the top of the Steam best sellers list. This game doesn't even release until August 7th of this year, but people are getting their pre-orders than fast. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn is a fantastic game, so it makes sense to see these numbers, but I find it particularly impressive considering the Steam Summer Sale is on right now, so you would assume some really popular game with its price slashed would be at the top of the list. There's a lot of hype surrounding Horizon on PC, and it should show Sony there's a demand for their exclusive games to hit Steam or any other PC storefront. I think this is great, but at the same time, I can see the value in exclusive games driving competition, and competition is always good for any market. It's beneficial for the consumer, and that's always a good thing. The thing about Horizon though is the game has been out a while, so it's effectively got the majority of its PS4 sales already secured, so the game coming to PC now won't necessarily hurt PlayStation. If this and Death Stranding coming to PC is getting your hopes up for all the PlayStation exclusives coming to PC, don't hold your breath. At least don't expect any to release day and day with the PC, because Sony just won't be willing to make that move. Our next bit of news comes from GiveMeSport.com, and it's a bit of a letdown, but I feel like this was going to inevitably happen sooner or later. The article reads, 2K, the publisher behind the upcoming NBA 2K21 basketball game, has revealed the game will be £5 more expensive to purchase on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X than on the current generation of consoles. So this game is going to be £60 on PS4 and £65 on the PS5. People are going crazy about this online, some going as far to call it a next-gen tax. I mean, game prices were always eventually going to go up, and in fairness, the PS5 version of 2K21 will be better graphically and performance-wise. I obviously don't want game prices to increase, but I feel like the people who really want the game are probably going to be able to come up with the extra £5, even if it is a bit of a pain. Also, you got to keep in mind, these are recommended prices straight from 2K. Retailers may not necessarily make the change to the higher price. Today's last bit of news comes from GameIndustry.biz, and it's Sony joined a few other companies in pulling their advertising off of Facebook and Instagram. The article reads that it's part of the hashtag Stop Hate for Profit campaign. Facebook has drawn criticism for its rules around allowing hate content and misinformation to be visible on its platform, whereas other social media outlets including Twitter and Twitch have recently started cracking down on hate speech on its platform. The boycott also includes Instagram, as it's owned by Facebook. PlayStation said in a statement, in support of the hashtag Stop Hate for Profit campaign, we have globally suspended our Facebook and Instagram activity, including advertising and non-paid content, until the end of July. We stand for working and playing together for good. It's good to see some big companies taking a moral stand against Facebook like this. I think some of the others are Microsoft, Coca-Cola and Ford. It shows Sony are in tune with what's going on in the social media world and isn't afraid to take a stance against companies like Facebook if they feel they should morally. Alright, so that was the third week of the last week in PlayStation. As always, I had a load of fun putting together some news articles regarding the world of PlayStation into an easy to watch video for you to enjoy every Sunday. I think things were a little more interesting this week compared to last, especially the PS Plus 10th anniversary stuff. Let me know down in the comments, are you excited for Horizon Zero Dawn and its Frozen Wilds expansion to hit Steam? And how do you feel about the potential price increase of next gen games? Comment down below your thoughts. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button because it really helps me out with getting recommended to other people. And if you really enjoyed, please subscribe. If you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can find me on Twitter at AnthonyJGaming, and I'm also on PlayStation Network as AnthonyJGaming. As always, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to come back next Sunday for my breakdown of the PlayStation news. Bye.